How's it going, everyone? I hope you are all good. So in this video, I just want to talk about the reason behind why NEO was a sell-off yesterday. Before we go and talk about that, just give me a small favor, hit the subscribe button and smash that like button. And right now, without further ado, let's go and start digging deep in NEO stock. So actually, the reason behind it is that the entire market was sell-off, and the main reason behind it is this 10-year Treasury yield rises to the highest level in more than 3 years. We're gonna go through different articles. This is the first article, and we're gonna also talk about the US listed Chinese firms traded lower, and also we're gonna dig deep in why are NEO shares dropping down today, yesterday. This is the article from yesterday, despite the good news around NEO stock. Okay, so starting with NEO opened up around 20, and it was like a sell-off and closes around 1972. SPY was a sell-off. If you go to the 5 days, SPY as well was a sell-off. You can see this down movement. And also as well, Nasdaq was a sell-off yesterday, and on the 5 days period for the week, last week was as well a sell-off. And the biggest reason is this Treasury yield that got increased. Okay, scrolling down over here, we're gonna find that 10-year US Treasury yield topped 2.72% on Monday, reaching its highest level in 3 years. The yield on the benchmark 10-year Treasury note hit 2.73% on Monday, or its highest point since January 2019. Okay, when the 10-year yield as high as 2.7099, yields move inversely to price, and 1 basis points is equal to 0.01. Okay, so going to this article, US listed Chinese firms trade lower. All the Chinese stock traded on the US market were low, including Alibaba, NEO, and all of them out there, and all the the biggest companies in the S&P 500, the top 10 stocks by weight in the S&P 500 were down, beaten today. Okay, the US stocks fell on Thursday, pressured by momentum in bond yields and lingering concerns over inflation. The Dow Jones Industrial Average dropped 13.36 point, the S&P 500 as I show you, and the Nasdaq as well. The entire market was a sell-off. Okay, and this is the biggest reasons why NEO traded lower. Okay, so going to this article, why are NEO shares dropping today? If we scroll down, we're gonna find that the production is ramping back up. The electrical vehicle NEO was one of the latest automakers in China to be affected by lockdowns put into place to address a rise in COVID-19 cases. Today, a report say its production is ramping back up, which is a good news. That is for NEO. Okay, but NEO shares are dropping today. And the market is actually a moody market, right? Despite of the good news, the stock is dropping. A report in Barron's today say the company has resumed operations in heavy manufacturing facility after suspending them on Saturday. The plant itself, which is about 300 miles from Shanghai, was not directly impacted by lockdowns implemented in that city, but the supply chain was disrupted, with NEO saying in a statement over the weekend, suppliers partners in several places, including this city and Shanghai and this city as well, suspended productions one after the other and have yet to recover. Suspend productions because of what? Because of COVID-19. And NEO shares are trading more in line with other technology and growth stocks, as we saw just previously, and not necessarily reacting to the productions news. As we saw previously in days, we saw a bad news around NEO. The stock gapped down significantly, and then after the open, the stock rise. Okay, investors will judge NEO on how it continues to grow. its sales and advance toward profitability. In addition to the ET7, the company will begin production of a smaller sedan model later in this year. It is also expected to introduce a new SUV in 2022 as it expands in its geographic reach beyond China to Europe. And here it's talking about investors don't seem to feel that its sales growth will be meaningfully impacted by this week's production delay. It's not really a big deal, right? 1 week's not that huge big delay for NIO. Going here to the chart of NIO, it is like 1 minute frame. NIO yesterday gapped down. It was like trying to go above the VWAP. In the pre-market, it failed, and right after the open, we saw a nice opening, 1 minute opening range break up. We saw this, but the volume was really low, okay, and we saw these big candles out here, an indication that the stock might move lower, okay. And if we saw and take a closer look, NIO tried to push through the VWAP multiple times. First time, second time, third, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 times NIO trying to push through the VWAP and it couldn't, right? So this is a bearish indicator that the stock is gonna trade it lower in the session. So this is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like and comment, subscribe. Until the next time, guys, see you next.